Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I would have done earlier if you were busy. My bad.
No, all good, all good. I thought I could squeeze in 2 games, but I didn't want to. I missed the game, so just kind of unlucky. All good though.
Gotcha. Let me mute the stream 1 second.
Yeah, let me start sharing my screen. So last time he said he couldn't see my mouse cursor. I think I fixed it, but let me know. Can you see my mouse cursor?
All right. Sorry, we good now.
Can you see my mouse cursor on the screen share?
No, but I have your stream up too, so I can look back with a little delay.
Let me see if I can fix it 1 sec, cause it's definitely better if you can watch it from the screen share. It's like live.
Yep.
Can you see the boxes? The green boxes?
Yes.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work then. Okay, so your Plat 2, this is a Storm League game,
Mm-hmm.
and you said your biggest weakness is probably macro, and your strengths are micro. Is that correct?
I
Like
mean, if I had to
mechanics?
pick both sides, yeah. I mean, like usually, because I played a lot of ARAM, like I don't usually think about the camp timing, and since I play DPS, I think like I need to. I'm just trying to figure out why games that feel like they should be going easier just feel like impossible. So I'm guessing like the reasons that it could be better. You know what I mean?
Do you think
So
it's
it's
your
kind of
teammates, or do you think it's you, or do you think it's both?
oh, a mix of both for sure.
Mix
I'm
of
not
both.
like it's always my team baby rage, but a bit of everything, you know. There's definitely
Okay,
stuff I could do better, but I don't know is it which side of it is, you know what I mean?
gotcha. Okay, and then a couple more questions. What are your 3 best heroes? You would say you say you're a DPS player. So what do you think your 2 to 3 best heroes are?
Tychus, Cassia, and I'd say I guess Valla. So mainly like AA ranged.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so looking at this game, 2 minute Spider Queen, pretty normal comps. Both teams have a Bruiser, 2 DPS. Joe, what build did you end up going here and why?
I ended up going W. Um, I know it got nerfed and AA just got buffed, but it's kind of more what I'm comfortable with. And since there's like an ETC, I feel like I was always gonna be scared of autos, right? Because you gotta slide in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's got
W is my
block too.
safest
Yeah.
safest wave clear option, I guess.
Yeah, it's really good on this map too, so I think it's a good pick here. I probably would have went W as well. Okay, so right away, noticing you're a little disrespectful here. Probably won't get punished at this rank, but you gotta be careful as a DPS. Like if you look, you're kind of greedy for sacks a bit here, I would say. Like with your healer it was AFK, which is like not your fault, but still, always keep an eye out on what your team's doing. Like your solo laner started bot, which I don't like that either. But like if you're gonna step up for sacks like that, you gotta either ping him to come to you, or at least wait for your healer at the very least. So a
Yep.
little greedy here, a little aggressive, but probably not used to getting punished for this stuff. So, but we'll see if you do end up getting punished. But yeah, just the first thing I noticed, like, I'm like, oh wait, your healer's AFK and your Giga's stepping up. Oh my gosh, that was a big combo. uh,
There's gonna be a lot.
uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, so one thing when you are playing something like Valla, you always want to be split up from your healer and your other DPS. You guys should always try to be in a triangle formation, ideally. So, and on a map like this, you want like one your DPS on the wave, and then your healer a bit further back, and ideally your other DPS is playing a bit more aggressive, either roaming, looking to do mercs, or looking
Right.
to poke the enemy team. So this is a little bit of a weirder game because Valla and Falstad both kind of want to play that wave clear in the wave type thing, and it's a bit of a risky Valla game into the ETC Maiev. But like even right here, like another, you guys are like basically on top of each other trying to do the same thing. So
Right.
you got to recognize like, okay, this guy's playing like this, I need to switch up my play, even though ideally I want to be the guy in the front, like autoing them. Like I can't afford to clump with this guy because yeah, if ETC was
So,
there, you probably would have died for sure. And then let's actually
so
just
it's
see
just
your vision.
more like separating out, just be opposite sides of the other DPS, even if we're like
Yeah,
being close.
always spread from the other DPS, and also recognizing like whose job is what. Like whose job is it to clear the wave as DPS? Whose job is it to do their mix as DPS? Whose job is it to do the hero hitting? So as Valla, generally your job is you want to stack and then go straight back on the wave usually. But you
Right.
can be a bit more aggressive with Valla if their cooldowns are down, or if they're a comp that can't punish you that hard. But this is one of those comps that can punish you super hard. So another mistake I just saw. We'll go back real quick, but again, you're stepping up autoing without seeing my Ev, and that's like a yellow card for sure. If you don't see my Ev, you cannot step up. My Ev or ETC, you have to respect them at all times. If they're ever missing, well, it's loading a bit, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, right here, my Ev's off the map completely, right? You see Zebo top, you see ETC mid. This is a disrespectful move right here. But they overlap their slide and their... You probably should have died if they didn't overlap their slide and their pull. But you do end up getting out with like 1 HP, so... Yeah, I
I
think
guess
you
I
would
don't
have
know if I
died.
felt okay because Joe was there, but even then, I guess it's still.
Yeah, I think you saw
But
Zebo top and you're like, it's fine, but still, like, if you're clumping that hard against Maev, like, you're gonna get... At least you're gonna lose the trade, right? And so, like, even if you're not gonna die, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're gonna lose the trade, so...
makes
Definitely
sense.
a bit, yeah, there again, right? Like,
Yeah.
disrespecting,
And
stepping up to
again,
the
and
wave.
again, and again.
Mm-hmm. So, my VTC is not something you commonly see, but it's definitely one of the most punishing for a hero like Valla. Where if you just step out 1 inch too far, like all of a sudden you took like 80-90% of your health, or maybe even died. So, but so far you've gotten lucky, you haven't died yet, but
Yeah. And the healer definitely like was watching me a lot, so I think that's mainly why.
yeah, for sure. And once she has cleanse, should be easier. Like right there, so you should notice by this point, I'm thinking like, okay, this Maiev is like just doing the same bush cheese every time, you know? So like if this is me, I'd probably start pinging the bushes. Maybe even telling my Joe like, hey, can you watch these bushes more because this Maiev is always flanking, you know? Like again, she's just stepping out of the bush and getting like ridiculous value. And you guys are definitely still clumping a bit too much. So this would probably be at one of the points in the game where I would just roam. Like if I'm you, I know it's like kind of weird as Valla because you want to stack, but why not just go and punch the Leo? Because clearly you guys are not doing well in this format, right? Like y'all are losing trade after trade, just and you're almost dying every single time. So this would be one of those scenarios where I'll just call an audible, like just ping the thrall that I'm coming bot, go hit the Leo a bit, chunk him out, maybe get this wave push, maybe start doing this camp, but you definitely don't want to be in one of those scenarios where it just feels like you're just waiting for something bad to happen, you know? Like all you
Right.
see is danger signs. You don't really see anything positive
Like,
going
could I
on.
have just like backed and done bruisers with?
Yeah, that's another
Uh,
option. Like clear out the waves and spam ping your white main do the knights with you. And you guys probably do it at this HP. Like as soon as you clear this midway, that definitely would have been a good play to make. Is like
right.
do your knights right away. So that's normally when
Just
you
wait.
want to look for. It's like if you're not getting value somewhere, that's where you want to look and try to get value somewhere else. So that like, you definitely don't want to go in like autopilot in these scenarios where you're just kind of going mid lane, top lane, mid lane, top lane. You're like nothing's really happening except you guys are losing soak and you guys died and you guys are losing trades. So if you guys are the ones winning the trades, then y'all are completely fine with like this sort of, like nothing happening, right? But
Right.
in this situation, I would definitely try to break
Yeah.
the
Maybe I was just like thinking about the stacks, and I'm like, well, at least I'm still,
Yeah, don't
staying.
you don't want a tunnel vision on the stacks though for sure. Like, and they got 30 gems in as well. Like, that's another problem. So yeah, this is where I would be like thinking like we need to do something. We're just gonna slowly bleed out, you know. So
Mhm.
definitely want to be more proactive. Ping for a camp. Ping for a bottom gank. Like your Thrall just okay. That's unlucky. Die 1 HP. But imagine
Yeah.
if you roamed earlier and chunked that Leo, right? Like maybe he would have won
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
1v1. So I mean, you can't
Like
always. Sorry, go
I'm just
ahead.
used to being like Flame, being like, oh, where's our DPS? Like I go away, say I rotate down, and then the three of them die. It's like, oh, Valla, GG. It's like half
Nah,
the
you gotta,
data on you.
yeah, you can't let that get in your head though. You gotta be confident in your whatever you feel like is right. Like, don't worry about your team. You're gonna get flamed no matter what. Was what I always think. Like,
True.
whether you make a good play or a bad play, you're probably gonna get flamed. Either way, it shouldn't affect you, right? Even though it does,
Yeah.
like don't even worry about it. That happens to me all the time as well. Like when I was playing League, especially, like I would make a play I thought was good. I
Oh,
get
true.
flamed for 10 minutes, and it's like, well, at least I tried, At least you're trying.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, never be afraid to try something because you're worried about like getting flamed for it or because then you'll never learn. You're only just gonna sit in your comfort zone and you're not gonna improve as much because you're too worried about all that outside noise.
Right. Makes sense. Like even
Um.
there, like three were top, and I was mid clearing. I'm like, I feel weird being alone here. Like I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I
Yeah.
should be. Like it's just awkward.
Especially into that comp, and they got out their knights and y'all didn't, so that's always a not a good thing. Especially if you're Valla, I think you do want to be looking. You probably could have gone as early as 1 minute 30. But you
Mhm.
definitely should have gotten your knights by this point. So even though you're
So just
stacking,
yeah, just a spam ping healer. Help me with camps always,
mm-hmm.
basically. On
yeah,
cooldown.
yeah, just ping him twice and ping the camp, and normally they get the message, you know, like.
And
What...
in this case, it could be either me or false stab.
Yeah, ideally it's you, because Valla does do it faster than false stab, so
Okay.
I think it's probably better if you did it with white main. But okay, so they got first pay. You guys are actually starting to win the damage trades now. I think your stacks have come on, like, yeah, 30 stacks. That's pretty nice. Got the extra bonus from the 20, and then of course you got the movement speed now, which is really nice. But yeah, not much going on here. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Just clearing the pay. Yeah, so far I haven't noticed anything like that egregious. Besides, yeah, just try not to autopilot and try to, you know, be more proactive with trying different things. If it is looking bad, like so far you guys kind of weathered the storm overall. Besides the gems you lost on the thrall, and he's getting ganked again actually. Looks like he's fine though.
Yeah, I see what you're saying though. Like 4 of us versus 3 of us rotating mid top, and me helping out bot might have been enough to swing it in their favor.
Yeah, at least in the very early, like the later in the game, like right now, roaming bot would be horrible for you because it's so risky, you know. So like pre-10 is when you can get away with those sort of plays. Well, this is fine because this is a really good rotation, by the way. Good job, safe rotating here and helping your thrall. That's really a good play here. Only caveat is I probably would have pinged my top side back anytime you roam. So like this is probably why you've gotten flamed before, where your team's like, "Where's our Valla?" It's probably because they didn't know you left. So anytime you leave the rotation, especially if you're the main range, which it's completely fine to leave. Like you don't want to go too far and never leave. But if you do leave, always ping that you're going. Always ping at least 2 or 3 times. So that way your team knows that you left, and they'll play more passive on the other side of the map. At least hopefully. Oh, nice cleanse from the white man there.
A lot of good cleanses.
Yeah, well played overall there. But yeah, if you're ever roaming, always ping it. Always ping it. And you'll get flamed a lot less, I'm sure. And your team will probably end up dying less as well. Because a lot of times it does, like, they're just tunnel visioning and they didn't even realize you left and they think they're winning the fight. And then they all die and they look and they're like, oh wait, Valla was bot, you know? So that happens a lot. Yeah, so just pinging that. And it also warns your solo laner so they can maybe bait the gank, right? Or they'll at least be ready for the gank. So you guys can maybe get more value there. So just utilizing pings is super huge. That's like the #1 thing I recommend for anybody.
Yeah, I don't think I do that at all. So
yeah, you gotta start. You got pings are super massive. Like if you ever see me, most of the time, my chat says I've been pinging too much. I need to wait because like I'm abusing pings, you know. So and like that's something that comes with confidence for sure because like I'm a really confident player, so it's something I do a lot more. But even if you're not that confident, at least you can ping what you're doing, and it's still better than not pinging at all. Especially if it's something like out of the ordinary, right? Like doing a merc camp or you know ganking a lane, or even if you're backing sometimes, like just pinging back twice on your character and pinging your mana bar, like if you need mana, like that helps so much because it just helps your team
that I
understand.
do more.
Yeah, so that's good.
It's easier when I do back.
So yeah,
so that makes sense.
Yeah, and so pinging your roams, pinging your camps, but even pinging when you want to go in. Like right here, you should have been. If this was me, I don't know if you didn't notice the thrall, but I would have been spam pinging to go in because you just got a super good trade on them, and your thrall is flanking for the 4v5. So let's watch it again.
I think I got like 2 full Ws.
Oh yeah, you're murdering them here actually. So your thrall comes in, right? So and he also didn't ping, which is on him as well. He has a beautiful flank here. Probably none of y'all notices, is what I'm guessing. Otherwise, y'all would have been playing way more aggressive. Like, your Joe's in your base when she still has her ulti, which is...
I'm just used to... I see that my Ev.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be here.
I mean, if this was me, I bait this engage every time. Because even if they go on you and throw every ability, Thrall gets a 4-man Sunder, White Man ults you, and you still live. You might die, but it'll be a 4-for-1 for sure. So this was definitely the time to go aggressive. You guys should have been able to wipe them here. Like, look how low they are. That W was disgusting, actually. So probably just a bit of map awareness, not noticing the Thrall roam. He should have pinged it, so this is like another like ping thing, but also a map awareness thing where I think you're probably too tunnel vision on the micro here, and you didn't notice his flank, because if you notice his flank, you should have been like turbo running in right now. Like I would literally be right here, just meleeing them. Because again, like worst case scenario, yeah, you die, but they get baited to throw their abilities at you, and they all die because they're all 1 HP and they're and all that. And then best case scenario, they still try to run, and now you're in a way better position to chase them down, right? So either way, definitely should, because you guys are retreating while he's going in. So yeah, this should have been a 4-0. I mean, he does whiff this under, but still, imagine you were still here, right? Like, Anduin would have been split from Zebo. You probably would have killed one or both of them. But instead, y'all end up only getting one when you probably should have gotten. Oh, maybe you get. Okay, you get two. So it still ended up okay, but. Oh wait, maybe even more. Okay, so they did get baited to turn. You got three. Okay, that's worth. That's good. That's good. And now, what is a proper call here? What do you think's the right play right here?
Bots or mid's almost dead. Thrall's about to finish it. Probably immediate boss if it comes up.
Yeah, perfect. Just spam ping boss right now. I would use up
Don't think it
all of
happens.
my pings. All of my pings would be spam
Wait.
pinging the boss, and maybe even type a boss pay if you're feeling frisky. You can type in the boss pay. Spam ping that boss. See, look at that. Your false stat flew away. If you pinged it, he would have done boss with you. And now you guys,
Why it didn't happen?
you guys got a 3-0, and you guys got one tower, which is it feels bad, man. When you could have got the boss pay, you guys probably still end up paying, but definitely not maximizing your advantage here. And that's another huge thing is
there's some questionable not pays happening this game.
Wait, you guys didn't pay actually, and that goes back to pinging as well. Like you can't ever trust your team. You can't ever trust your team. Rule run a Storm League.
There's the pings.
Okay, you guys got it. Joe got it. She snuck it in.
Joe got a bot. Yeah. I think I was kind of like, oh, of course we just immediately like do stuff, right?
Another mistake here too. I would definitely be helping the Thrall get out this bruiser camp if I'm you. Because right now you're just clearing mid, which Joe could already be doing, and Thrall does this pretty slow. So he could be on the map sooner if you're helping. Instead, you get like a couple stacks or whatever, but you're basically wasting time here. Where you could have been helping him do this, and he would have been on the map faster. Your knights would have been out faster. So a bit of an another like rotational mistake there. Definitely want to. If you guys are doing a camp pay and you're the main DPS, you should be the one on the camp almost always. And then right here, this could be a really good opportunity to gank Nazeebo. Where you guys saw he was really far up. So if I'm in this scenario where I have a mid game pay in, always be looking for those side lane ganks where someone's like trying to step up too far and overclear, and that's when you go for the gank. So even though normally
do that, or should I be pinging?
Pinging, always pinging. Make your team follow you. You gotta be the leader out here. But you guys run it down mid and get a pick. So definitely should be a double fort here at the minimum. Mid fort, bottom fort is what the normal call would be, or maybe get more kills. Let's see it. But yeah, you have Giga Sack. Like you're actually farming them right now. Like the micro is great. Like your actual mechanics are completely fine. It's just the lack of pings and lack of like, yeah, basically just lack of pings and macro. So basically like what you're saying earlier, I guess. And then so now, what do you think the right play is?
How many gems do we have? I think we have enough for another turn in. I think I asked that to happen, but then it doesn't happen, if I remember correctly, because bottom is kind of dead. So it's probably just reset, clear top, get prio everywhere, cover top and mid turn in, or top bottom turn in, and go from there.
Yeah, so there's actually two plays. So yeah, you could do what you said, which is a way safer play where you just clear out top, maybe finish this wall, everyone pays, you get the chain pay in with the 16. Or you could siege bottom, which is probably what I would go for here. But this is definitely a riskier play, especially at this level. Like in competitive, you'd probably see, like, because Zebo's still dead for 3, and you guys could probably get this wall and run. But
I just like, that's like seconds, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
like, if you're at 16,
yeah,
sure.
Safer play is definitely leaving it paying, so which is what you guys naturally default to doing. So it's all good. And then again, your Thrall. So this would be another proactive pinging scenario. All of you guys went top, and your Thrall's just alone bot. So he did the call that I was talking about, right? And you guys all did the safer call. But if your team's ever split like this, you gotta be the one to ping your team. So again, ping this guy back. Be like, yo, moron. Like, just ping him back twice. Just throw him on top of him. Those little exclamation points.
Right.
Like, I mean, you don't have to flame him, but you know what I mean? Like, just throw 2 on top of him. That way he doesn't int. Because it looks like he's trying to int here. And he probably does. Like, look at him. He's running up. He's 1v5. Yeah, and he just lost 20 gems. I would have definitely been pinging this guy like 10 seconds ago. Because you gotta watch. So I always compare it to like being a shepherd. When you're playing Storm League, you're basically a shepherd. And the Storm League sheep, they're always going to get eaten by a wolf, or they're going to run it down bottom lane 1v5 with 20 gems, right? Or they're going to fall off the cliff if you're not watching them. So always watch your Storm League teammates. Always keep an eye out. Get the pings ready. You gotta watch the sheep so they don't fall off the cliff because this guy just turbo dove off the cliff, and that's huge. You guys would have had the chain pay 16 advantage. This is a huge momentum swing. This is probably like I haven't seen the rest of the game yet, but I would say this might be one of the biggest swings of the game. So obviously not your fault. Like you're not the one who got picked, but at the same time you should have at least pinged them back. Like that's the least you can do is watch for enters and ping it back a few times. So now you guys maybe get to pay, but now it's 4v5, right? So it's like, oh no, they're stalling you out of your minds.
Yeah. Because Joe didn't turn. So by then it's
Oh, you got it. Okay, nice.
Oh, there's a third time. There's another one later on that is interesting.
Monk ass. Okay, so now, yeah, you're 4v5, but he'll be back on the map at least, which is nice. So now, what do you think the best play is from here?
Looking at the minimap now, it looks like false stats on Bruiser. So if it's up, probably oh, it's not up.
He's just, I guess he's going to tap. Most
Probably
likely.
push bottom as 5, I would guess. Try and force the keep, since that's the most pushed up lane. Or alternatively, just get top fort.
Yeah, top fort. The reason why top fort is because Thrall is dead, so top fort is way closer to the Thrall spawn. So if you guys go bottom, you're most likely going to get 4v5 before he can approach, because he's going to have to run all the way around. And the other reason why you want top, this fort is super, super valuable on this map. First of all, getting all 3 forts on this map is extremely important, because they still have a well and a fort really close to this turn-in, and this boss, which is like really, really bad. You guys... Yeah, so triple fort immediately. You also get the third you get the catapult every third wave. So you definitely want to push out 1 or 2 more mid waves and then go for top fort here. And then maybe you can get more. Maybe you get a pick while they're split up. Maybe you can set up a boss bait. But getting the third fort is always the right call here, especially with 1 dead. So going for the more aggressive bottom play would be way too dangerous.
Too aggro, yeah.
So yeah, let's keep going. We've got 10 minutes left, so we're gonna have to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, a little aggressive here. You and Falstad are clumping again, which is something you gotta watch out for. Oh, yeah, you guys. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, really bad choke for y'all, but maybe.
So should I just gone on the top side of that little wall?
Yeah, I would have went around for sure. If you're pew-pewing from here, you clump always against my Ev. In most team comps, right? Like they have the Entomb, or no, they have March actually. I'm trolling. But anytime you're against my Ev or most general team comps, both the backliners stacking is generally really bad, and all 3 backliners stacking is like a red flag, like danger. Like you never want to do that. Never, never, never. Especially against my Ev. I mean, you guys had white main ult, so that's why you guys didn't all get wiped. But assuming white main was CC chained there, that's like a 4 for 0 for them, right? So
yeah,
and you probably would have been able to do more DPS if you're on the other side as well, because you got CC'd a bit there during that whole situation.
Right.
You said, but no, this is fine actually. I think this is completely fine because you know that they're clearing your paying. So yeah, this was fine. I don't know if you calculated that, but this is actually.
Doesn't count.
I mean, you knew that you could play aggressive here, so I think this is good intuition. And I think trusting your intuition. Oh my god, you turned into a. What is that? You turned into an 8-ball.
The black hole of points getting sucked away.
But yeah, this is a good intuitive play. Probably you didn't calc it, but maybe you did. But yeah, you guys have 4. They have 1 clearing here and 1 clearing here. So you did see 2 of them gone in mid. So you actually have a 4v3 advantage right now. So even though your false stat died, it's definitely really good for you to play up a bit aggressive here because Mayev's clearing, Leo's clearing, so you have a small window, 4v3. So even though you're the ones who lost the team fight, because you guys have the map pressure from the turn-in, you can afford to play aggressive here. So I actually do really like stepping up and baiting some cooldowns. Yeah, so I think this is a completely good play. You baited the Mosh, which is 2-minute cooldown, so
gotcha.
It's got encore. So
yeah, I think it's more like I'm like either way, like they have to clear. So if I might have thought if I'm keeping them here, it's good, but I might not have realized it was actually a 4v3 at that moment.
Yeah, either way, good intuition. So definitely trusting your intuition in scenarios like that. Like you can't always like think about, like have like the 2-3 seconds to think about the optimal play. So sometimes you just gotta trust your intuition. Which yeah, was good here. And now this is why like that Thrall death bottom was huge and this team fight loss was huge because this is a worse situation to be in on Tomb where they have all the gems and y'all don't. So in this scenario, if I was you, I would have backed already. You probably should have recalled like 4 or 5 seconds ago, is because you're completely and your only tap is across the map. So while they were finishing clearing your spiders after this whole mosh scenario happened and you guys disengage, you wanted to back right away. That way you're on the map right away. And when you are in this situation where they have all the gems and you don't, basically your main play is to play as aggressive as possible because you guys want a team fight and they don't want a team fight because they have all the risk of team fighting and y'all don't have any of the risk of team fighting. So yeah, you want to be full mana, healthy as soon as possible, and you want to be looking for something aggressive, which you are the DPS, so you can't really call the shots, but still you can at least be pinging a bit aggressive. You know, like getting ready, getting your team ready, posturing aggressively. But yeah, like running around with 10 mana here is really bad for you because you guys look like you're about to get into the fight. You could have backed and already made it here in time before they postured up. So
Gotcha. I think I was just trying to stay because I thought they were just going to automatically turn in. So I was like, I don't want to give them the free turn in. I guess is my logic.
you have Falstad, Joe, and Thralda with the White Man cleanse, so you guys are actually really safe. So yeah, I think, and they just used Mosh on you as well. So and Cage is still down, which you probably don't know that, but assuming you do know that, Cage is down, Mosh is down. You guys have really good interrupts, and your waves are super good. So that's like the perfect window for you to go and get mana. Is at the end of your pay before they could. So you had like a 10-second window there where you could have definitely made it back and came back. Because now it's really bad because this build is really mana hungry, and you're only at like what 12% mana or something. And you guys look like you're about to start fighting. So now like every W is really bad, and you can't use Q anymore. By the way, yeah. So that's a huge error right there.
Yeah.
Whenever you're below half, so a good rule of thumb for Valla for W build is whenever you're below half mana, never use your Q anymore. Never, ever, ever. Unless it's like 100% a kill, you should never be using your Q because your W needs to be the priority, right? Because Q is 60 mana, so any Qs past half mana, never, never. Like delete the key, you know, unbind it, whatever you gotta do, but never Q after 50% mana with this build.
Yeah, I don't think I wanted to there. I was just like, is he gonna stop the turn in? No.
Like, yeah, even let him pay. Honestly, let him pay. And he only had 15, so it wouldn't have been the pay. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't even risk my mana. Like, let him pay. Whatever. Our waves are good. This could honestly be a good scenario for you guys to just give the pay. By the way, like if I'm you, I'm telling my team, I'm spam pinging in the back. I'm saying we can give because our waves are good. So this is like kind of a map awareness, macro thing, shot calling thing. Probably not something you're gonna be like super comfortable doing right away. But as you get like more and more knowledgeable about the game, this is definitely an ample time for you guys to give the pay and find a more favorable fight position. Because this fight position is honestly horrible because you're completely oom. And yeah, like your team split. This is just horrible, horrible, horrible. You guys just give this pay, leave. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. Your waves are like really, really good, meaning you should be able to easily clear. Maybe you lose a fort. Even if you lose both forts, it's not the end of the world, right? Like it's just forts. So yeah, definitely one of these scenarios. Like you're completely oom now. You can't even. You're half a hero right now. So I would definitely be looking at disengage if I'm you. Even though it looks good, I think it's too dangerous of a play to stick around with this much mana. You're only asking them to come back into the game by doing this. So yeah, let's keep watching. Oh, nice slide bait by that guy. Oh, get engaged on by Maev again. Thankfully your team peeled for you. I can't really blame you for that one because I think you did have to step up there. So, and you lived. So. But yeah, you're oom.
Still no mana.
Yeah. You guys are just ARAMing. That's classic Plat. But you guys got half a keep, or you guys got a lot of a keep. So we'll call it calculated. Calculated macro advantage. Purely calc, not just a JRAM invitational right there.
No.
A junior JRAM invitational.
I guess I messed up by like 1 second.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, like, your guys' waves are good. Yeah, so and this is perfect time for you to get some mana finally. Yeah, there you go. And that's typing. That's good. That's the first time I saw you type this game, so that's good. Letting the team know. I mean, you should have done that 2 minutes ago, but hey, got the mana. That's the important part. And yeah, now you guys should just be able to play defensive here, clear it out, probably give your top fort. Speed it up, speed it up. Okay, wait, they're sprinting at you guys. Wait a sec. Oh no, big mosh. I'm just seeing abilities miss everywhere, and I can't focus because there's 8 ball on your head.
Sorry, this wasn't, this is not part of the original. I swear.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate team fight. I mean, not too much to say there. You guys just missed a couple too many abilities. Mainly the boss. I think you played that overall fine. One thing I would say is going strafe against ETC is a little bit dangerous because of the fact that Rain can cancel Mosh.
Yeah.
So having another Mosh interrupt is, I mean, strafe is really strong, but Maya ETC, I think I probably would have went the Rain here just so you have another interrupt, especially because your false
Makes
set
sense.
didn't go Gus. Like so, even if you did go
Yeah,
Gus, like Rain is still reliable in case
I
it's
just
down.
thought we needed the damage, you know? I was like, I don't know, wanted to have extra.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially if you go to 20, but yeah, stopping your teammates from getting mosh, like I think if you did have the mosh interrupt there, you would have won that fight.
Right.
So I mean, you can go back in every fight and see which got more value, but I think in general, like
Yeah,
mosh interrupts rain, something to keep in mind. It's really really good against ETC. But
makes
hey,
sense.
you guys didn't lose a keep at least, still in the game. You got that nice Zebo pick. So okay, what do you think's the optimal play from here?
Uh, Probably bruisers. We almost have tournament, so do they. It's kind of a 4v4, but they have 20. This is kind of where I'm just kind of, everything seems the same to me. I'm not sure.
Okay, so the best play is getting your knights right away, and then getting mid priority, getting your mid pushed out, so that you can start getting vision on these pay-ins. And the reason why you want to do that is because even though they are 20, you're very very close. So this bruiser camp and the next two mid waves, maybe even just the next one mid wave, that should get you level 20. And the most important thing to note is Falstad is 13 seconds before Nazebo, and he's a global. And these
Right.
fights have been very drawn out. So another thing to keep in mind is like, okay, the fights have been drawn out. We have our hero on the map first. We have knights and they don't. So these are all really good signs for you guys to immediately do these knights and start getting postured on the map. Because if y'all do end up in a 4v4 engagement, it's gonna be 5v4 for y'all way before. It's gonna be 5v5.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
definitely want to be looking to be as aggressive as possible here.
Yeah, so I think we do get the bruisers.
Yeah, it looks like they're posturing a bit, but you guys are brave. And now I'd probably be. Oh wait, they're engaging. Okay, no, they're doing. Wait, are they engaging? I mean, you saw someone just cap siege. This is a good fight for y'all. See how long it takes you to skill your 20. Still thinking about it. Still team
Still
fighting.
autoing.
Yeah, really good fight for y'all so far. And there's a fly. Oh my gosh, such a passive fly. If I was him, I would have flown in their base. Really good team fight though from y'all. And they lost their gems as well, which is huge. So what do you think you do now?
Right this second,
Yeah.
if there's kill potential in the ETC,
No,
we
they're
can
all
kill
out.
them.
They're all
No.
out. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
all
so
out.
then boss turn in probably.
No, it's just the pay. Just the pay. Boss,
Just
too
pay.
risky. Maybe you could bait it, but just the pay is much better. Just the pay and running it down mid would be the.
Yeah, 'cause I think I actually pinged boss at some point here. And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
you want to
okay.
be on that side of the map for sure. Like chasing right here, it does nothing. You guys are just wasting time. Unless y'all do end up. I don't think y'all can kill it. Yeah. Let's say I think they're out for sure. But yeah, just paying and starting to push mid right away is ideal. Okay, you're like asking about it. I would be spam pinging the pay and defending this mid wave as well. It's really really important because this is basically the only wave y'all can push with.
Yeah. So I think Joe has
Um,
all our gems. Yeah.
and yeah, the reason why you don't boss because it's a 5v4 is because it's a Leo. So Leo 5v4 is like not really a 5v4, you know, because he can scout you
Yeah.
the whole time and
Yeah,
he's
yeah. Like he came back. I made the call like late anyway. I was just kind of like, okay, let's clear. So I think at this second, I'm like, okay, surely we're turning in. And
yeah.
then we're
Well, you
not.
also went and showed top wave, so you lost your team a lot of pressure. I mean, you guys played this so bad. Like you guys should have been immediately paying. So this whole chase over here was completely bad. Like you just want to go to the other side of the map and pay is usually what you want to do in these scenarios. So just
Yeah.
something to keep in mind. Another thing where it's like it was your whole team's fault, but like also something you could have pinged them to do. You know. So I guess that's like
Yeah,
the main theme
that's
of
where it's like
this.
if yeah, exactly. If I knew like aggressively, okay, we can definitely
Mm-hmm.
just turn. That's the right play, and then I would be pinging it 50 times.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's just something you're gonna learn over time, like what the optimal macro play is, and like even if you don't, like even if you do think it's boss, the main thing I want to see from you is just YOLO, dude. Just spam ping it and just trial and error, you know. Because if you type boss question mark, no one types anything, no one pings anything, you'll never know. You'll the next time
Yeah,
you're in this exact scenario, you know what's gonna happen. You're probably gonna type boss question mark again because you're gonna be in that same state of game knowledge where like you don't know. So like at some point you're gonna have to try it to learn, you know. At some point you're gonna have
right.
to be like, boss, screw it, like, spamming it 5 times, and then you see what happens in the whole boss scenario. You're like, oh wait, Leo spawned, we gotta run, or like maybe you bait them into a fight, you guys win, like maybe you guys end up getting the ball. Like so many possible things that could happen that just don't, because like you're not confident enough or not assertive enough about like whatever you think is. If no one's stepping up and calling, like some games you'll have people who do like aggressively, you know, like ask for things, like call things, and they might be wrong all the time, but like at least they're trying, you know. So like if there's no one doing it, like just try to be that guy and try to follow your own whatever you think is right, and then you can like start to assess, you know, like you can go back and reflect whether you're watching the replay or just thinking about it, like okay, that call was bad, like that call was good, and then that's how you start to build like that sort of game knowledge, you know, because like that's how
That
everyone
makes
learns.
sense.
That's how I learn.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've thrown like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Storm League games, like honestly, like just the stupidest calls you'll ever see. Why? It's because like I wanted to see if it worked, you know. Like that happened to me earlier today on Warhead, where we had like a level 20 boss or something, and I'm like spam pinging the core, and I like waste my pulse bomb on core and all my abilities, and I look up and our boss is dead, and core's at 83%. And I'm like, okay, boss, or core was
Yeah.
not the call there. Like we should have just left. So like that's now next time I know.
It happens.
Yeah, if I'm against some of those heroes or in that scenario, like I'll be like, okay, probably can't core here actually. So that's like how you start to build up, you know, like that. It's just like mechanically, you know, like when you aggressively go for an engage or like you step up a little too far, you get punished. Like your mind, you start to learn those sort of things, you know, of like when can I go in, when can I not go in, like so yeah, you just have to like be aggressive and confident enough to like start to learn these things. Really good team fight for y'all though. Got the Anduin pick.
And it gets awkward here.
Oh man, you're getting. Oh
like,
my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah, I guess
So,
recognizing that white man was the biggest, and you guys actually had to even though you killed their healer first and it looked good. Oh my god, your white man got soloed by Garg as well. Let's watch. Let's see what you could have done better here.
I think I needed to choose a side. I just stood next to guard and got wrecked. Because it's kind of awkward, right? Like, I wanted to stay right side because I was trying to kill the Anduin, but then everyone else is on the left side.
So far
And
this
then
is
I'm like,
perfect. So far it's perfect. Let's keep watching the. Okay, walking into the stomp. That's a major micro issue. You took a fourth year HP just from like a pathing issue. So like you just had to sidestep that. Like, that should have been easy. Like and then let's see what else. You got spidered by Nazebo. That's another red card. He's 20 Nazebo, so you cannot ever get spidered by him as Valla. And you have far flight, so you shouldn't even be in range if you're like a little bit over here. So just watch and maybe watching for that with your E. But now once you are spidered, this is where you run. This is where you hit the Garg and run. Also noticing your white man's 1 HP. So this is where you start to run and hit the Garg, and I would also
my
be.
eyes are like bottom right, and I'm like,
Yeah, you see him low, and you want to
so many things
chase.
are happening. So many things are happening at
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
time. I'm like, ah,
yeah.
like this is just misplayed, you know?
Yeah, this is where I would start running up and just hit the Garg. Maybe throw in some back pings if you can get those in with your micro. But yeah, this is a lost fight. Once your white man's this low and you get hit by all that stuff, like you guys just need to leave at this point. Yeah, going back in
That makes sense.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the wrong decision. But that was probably your only main micro mistake this game. But late game mistakes are always way more punishing than the early game. And you probably didn't expect the 20 Nazebo damage either. Oh, and then flaming your team a little for the mistake. I like it. I like it.
That wasn't even flame. That was just, a comment.
Yeah, a little roast on the boys. But see, if you were spam pinging something, then you couldn't. Then you couldn't. You know that. At least here you ask. You're like, boss. Like if you're the one saying boss and you're like pinging it like crazy, and then they don't do it, then you can be like, guys, I pinged boss 17 times. Where were y'all? You know, like
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, something you learned. Like you didn't know, you weren't sure. So next time, I'm sure you're gonna make some sort of call, right? Like whether it's turn in or boss. And now they have boss pay with 20 Nazebo. We'll speed it up. They're going core. This is probably game.
Like one more. I think there's like one more fight.
Oh, but you guys actually hold here?
Yeah. After I get hit by 27, my FK.
Baiting, baiting.
Yeah.
White man did. I mean, if your white man doesn't get CC'd, you can actually just face sync then, assuming she's with you. Also, another small thing, I would have went Gloom here for sure. Into Nazebo Maev. That's like
Right.
almost purely magical damage. And the white man heals you so much, especially in the late game. The armor, even just the passive 15 armor, is very, very powerful with the white man heal. It basically makes all the healing more effective, right? Because the 15% damage reduction on it, yeah, exactly. Like you're getting armor,
Yeah.
so it would have made the heals more effective, would have mitigated a lot of the Zeba damage, and then also you could have popped it whenever you got caged and probably
Makes sense.
survived. Yeah, or I mean you didn't die, but you probably could have been a lot healthier. So now calling to pay. You're grading these easies though. I would say with the team here, these easies don't really do much, and they're losing your pressure here. So something to keep in mind is when it's your tank who has the payment, it's a lot harder to greed these sort of things. So even though Anduin's dead, your false stat is showing, and because the tanks are on the gems are on the tank, the Joe, they can play a lot more aggressively because she has to play further back, right?
Right.
So
I think it was more like if she had just turned in immediately, there would have been no problem.
yeah, she did have time. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. But yeah,
So
definitely.
it was a little bit greedy, but she was like, "Need to push up lanes." I'm like, "Okay, let me get this," so we actually turn in, and then
Hey, you guys got
and
the
I'm like,
pick
"Oh," and
though.
then I'm like, "We got the kill," and then I ate like I don't know exactly what happened here. This is another just awkward fight, which
Let's
shouldn't
see.
be when it's 5v4.
Hitting guard. I mean, it is a Leo, so it's kind of like a 4.5 versus 4. Right now, the best play though is to immediately try to pay top because you do have the window of 5v4. So I would actually just completely ignore this wave. I'd be spam picking this top pay in because obviously they're gonna come and interrupt you, but then you'll have that 40-second window or so to get that 5v4 and either push them out and get the pay or get some more picks. So stopping to clear mid wave here is a valuable time waste scenario because now you're letting Leo you're giving him like this is precious time that you guys have. And you guys are kind of throwing it away by clearing this. So
I've just been pinging again.
oh yeah, spam pinging the pay in, spam pinging it out of your mind. And even here, like still spam pinging. They just use their two main. They just use their power slide. There's no way they should be able to interrupt you guys now because ETC will be way too scared to step up. So definitely spam ping your Joe to pay right now is definitely the play. You can't just expect them to do it. You know, like you would expect he has a brain and he should pay, but like again, Storm League players gotta be the shepherd. You gotta guide them. Gotta hold their hand, spam ping them when they're messing up. So like, here he's definitely messing up by not paying, and you guys wasted your whole 50-second window basically by just like doing nothing. Yep. ARMing a bit, you got moshed. But you got blocked by your own Sunder. And now the fight's lost. White main zoom again. This is where you should be pinging back again. And just trying, everyone reset, try again. The advantage you guys have here is they have no gems, so you guys could all just leave, heal up. Yeah, and play it really, really slow is what you're supposed to do there. They're the desperate ones. You guys have all the gems. You guys are not the desperate ones, so yeah, definitely should have went to pay immediately top, and also should have just left way sooner. So I mean, the overall micro wasn't too bad. Just this team fight mistake. I would say the 13 talent and the 10 talent should have went Rain and Gloom, and then mainly it's just the being more assertive with, because I think you do have a good idea of like whenever I did quiz you a bit, you know, like I think you did come up with the right answer most of the time. So I think the game knowledge you're at right now, it should be enough for you to at least get to Diamond at the very least, like Diamond 3 maybe at the very least. So I'll just say work on being more assertive, even if it's wrong. Like that's how you're gonna learn, you know, trial and error. But yeah, good replay, good session. Appreciate it.
Word makes sense. No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's good advice. It's good to just to double here, you know, like that my the general idea is not like wildly off.
Yeah.
Besides a mistake here too, like it's not gonna be perfect, but
yeah, some assertiveness is better than none. Like even if it's like we always say, like 5 people making the absolute wrong play is always better than 4 people making the right play and the one thrall getting caught bottom lane losing 20 gems. You know, so like you always want to be on the same page of your team, and if no one's gonna do it, like at some point, if you want to be the guy climbing, like you have to be the guy saying like, okay, I'm stepping up and I'm spam pinging boss, or I'm telling my thrall to run away, or you know, like whatever you have to do to get the win. You know, because there are so many games like this where you should have won, but like just the dumbest throws happen, you know, because you're not stepping up and you're not.
Yeah. Like if one single thing went right, like after mid game there, I feel like you just
Mm-hmm.
won. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. That game was y'all's. Like that game like slipped out of y'all's fingers because of like the throws. So always hate to see that.
Word.
But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, I think definitely like you definitely had the skill, and I think you have the game knowledge to climb. So keep at it. Just do those things. Work on those things I told you, and yeah, best of luck. Maybe do another one, another replay once you're in diamond.
Yeah, man. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Like,
Take it easy.
okay, guys, what we went a little over time, and by little I mean like 10 minutes, but whatever. It was fun. Hope you guys learned something. I'll probably upload this to YouTube as well, and I gotta go. But I will catch y'all again tomorrow at same time, 2 p.m. Central. We'll probably do another VOD review at the end of stream tomorrow. So look forward to that. And yeah, later, guys. GG's.